Hey everybody, Robert Wheeler here with Whitebone Knives. And today we're going to be digging up some pine needle soil, and we're going to be going across this ground just picking up all the topsoil underneath the pine needles because we're going to try and test to see if things can be planted in it. You can take a look here. As you can see, there's not a lot of plant coverage in here, and I've already dug up a little bit and just decided to make a video about it and see what we can find in our studies. So I'm just going to be taking some top of the layer and planting some things that I have in the garden, just planting some seeds in them and seeing if it's able to grow anything. So let's get started. I think we're also going to add some extra pine mulch just to further the evidence if it's even possible. So we'll probably put one cup with mulch in it and then the other cup with just dirt and see how it goes. Alright guys, so I just got these two clear plastic cups that I got over at Walmart, real cheap ones, just to put dirt in and so I can do transplants whenever I have to. We're going to fill this one with just dirt. This is straight from the ground. I'm going to try to put 3 different seeds of different plants in each location here and see if anything sprouts. So we'll put that one aside. So I'm going to fill this one up just a little bit from the top, so that way I can put some pine mulch in there and see if it grows up through the mulch. So let's go aside and see what we can do. Alright guys, so I got my seeds out, and we're going to just try the garden bean, or the green bean, cucumbers, and the summer squash, or the yellow squash. And the reason I'm picking these is because they bounce, pretty much all of them have a 7 to 14 days or 10 to 14 days sprouting time, and it's the quickest ones that I got in a bunch. So we're going to be planting 3 of each of these seeds in each of the containers. We're going to first plant the garden bean right on this side. And I'm just going to barely cover them because that always works out a heck of a lot better. And I know it says to plant up to 2 inches deep. And I tried that this year and none of them sprouted. And then I tried planting them again because I didn't know if my seeds were bad. And they came right up when I just did this. So we're just going to put these in here like that. And then the cucumber seed will go in there last. Right here. So okay, this one's going to be bare soil. And then I'm just going to take some scissors and cut up some of this pine litter right here and mulch this cup. The only reason I'm cutting it up so it can actually fit inside the cup, because these needles are really, really long. So there we go. Got both of our cups done, and now we're just going to give them some water and put them under the light. And make sure when you have your cups that you have holes burned into the bottom of your cups so that your water can properly drain. There you go, you can see it. What I like to do is I just like to heat up the end of a hanger and poke it through all the cups at once. So that way it gets all these nice little holes in there and the water just doesn't fill up in the cup and ruin your plants. So now I'm just going to take some water, pour it in here till it fully saturates the cup, starts coming out the bottom. There we go, and I'll do it to this side. And normally I grow in peat moss, but we're just going to give these a shot and see if anything grows. And by the way, these are daylight bulbs, the 4-foot ones that you hang on the little ballasts that you can buy over at Walmart. I think that whole unit was only $10, and then the lights were maybe $8 or something like that. But a cheap unit to get your starts going. This is what I used for all my flats this year, and they're coming along pretty nice. Everything's sprouted real well, and they're really about ready to go into the garden because they're getting so big. But we're just gonna let these sit over the next couple days. Alright guys, so I decided to skip the first 2 days of filming because there simply just wasn't anything coming up. But now we can see here on the unmulched side there actually is a sprout coming out of the bean, and that's the garden bean, and then also on the cucumber. So it's pretty encouraging to see growth so far, and that something's just not super directly wrong with the soil. But in most cases, just having moisture and light will let the seeds go. So if these actually grow and produce fruit, we'll know if it can actually grow and thrive in that soil. Now I'm just going to pull up these pine needles here to see if anything's starting to come up in there. Just going to set them off to the side. I don't even see where I planted the cucumber. Nothing yet in there. So we're going to wait, put this back on, and that just might be because the light is not in there, or able to get to the seed very well yet. So we're just going to try putting these back in here and seeing what they do. I just have this under artificial light right now. I have been taking them outside though, so they have been able to get some good sunlight. Man, look at everything else. It's just going like crazy, especially these tomatoes. Just wonderful. So, alright, we'll check tomorrow and see how they have come along. Hey guys, just back here after a couple weeks, and the pine mulch container actually did not sprout much of anything except these wild seeds right here, which I don't know entirely what they are, but it's probably some sort of clover. There's clover growing in there. I don't know what this is, but plenty of stuff in there. But the squash actually came up, and now we have to conclude why that the plants had so much trouble sprouting from this, and I believe it's because the light penetration doesn't get through the needles. I don't think it's because the needles are so acidic themselves. It's just because that the light getting to the seeds is really the issue. So you can definitely grow stuff in pine soil as well as with the chips, but your germination speed is really slow. But check that out, there's definitely stuff growing in there. So can you grow stuff in pine needles and pine soil? Sure can. Just gotta rake back the pine needles a little bit. There you go guys. Thanks for watching. God bless.